first, I'd like to say it's been an honor to coach our seniors and this team this year. When we started out working with this team over in the late spring, we had basically 2 hours before the end of the school year. That's kind of how much I got to work with each player individually. And didn't really know what to expect as school started, and we got started with the team this year. And if I could show you where we've come from since individual workouts in August and September, we have a lot of fun in here. So I'm really proud that our team has bought into the new coaching staff and the new system and given us their heart and souls, and the effort is amazing. I heard for them tonight that we couldn't go out on a win on senior night, a very special night in all programs around the country. But I can't be more pleased than how hard and how much they stuck to the game plan. We took over this program, and this is a program last year that was down 41-14 at halftime to Minnesota. It's a team that is one of the more talented offensive teams, not only in the Big Ten, but in the country, with an elite scorer leading them. And we held them somewhere in the neighborhood 11, 12 points under their season average this year. We held them in the 50s, one of the better offensive teams out there, and really proud of our defensive effort. They're a really physical team, and so we knew baskets were going to be tough to come by, and we had to fight and scratch and claw for everything that we earned at the offensive end, and I thought that we did that. And for us to have a chance, we made a run with our backup point guard in right now that has a broken wrist, and got huge contribution tonight out of our walk-on and Andrea Mize, and made a run and stayed in the game all the way to the end, and can't be more pleased with our effort, and just really, really proud of them, despite hurting for them with a loss.
Curt, can you first talk about the legacy of these seniors and how you've always talked about it's their final year and you needed them to kind of establish what you were looking for down the road, what you wanted current recruits to see?
Well, they've done so much. First, they're a huge part of our program currently. They're our best players, they're our leading scorers, they're who we run everything through, so them buying in. But we talked before the game that their legacy is we're going to win a Big Ten championship somewhere down the line, and I hope they're there, because we're going to look back and give them a lot of credit for starting this new era, and they were going to be a huge part of that, and celebrate them and what they helped do. Seniors in some programs are not vested in the future, and they've added so much to our recruiting. Every time we have recruits, they're involved. Every time they hear our signees are doing well in games or in the playoffs, they're the first ones to reach out to them. And they're never going to play with those kids, but they're proud of the jersey that they wear, and they're proud of being a part of Indiana. They absolutely, honestly hope this direction's going where we all think it's going, and they can look back and take a lot of pride that they helped start that journey.
What did you tell Alani after the game specifically about her career and that she may have struggled today, but what were you just trying to tell her to, I guess, console her?
Well, again, we don't address the team much after the game, but they know that I'm really proud of them, and they also know that we're not done. We have played 4 really good games in a row since the bye date, beating Purdue and being in Illinois, Iowa, and Minnesota. We don't feel we're an easy out on Thursday, and we can't wait for the day to end to figure out who we're playing and get back to work. But, Lonnie will be disappointed that she didn't go out, but as well as she did on Thursday. I mean, if you could have seen that performance, it was unbelievable, her 31 points. But they know I'm proud of them if they score 0, if they score 30.
What has changed around this team since the bye date? It almost looks like a new team.
Well, I don't know if you see it, but we see it. We walk with a little bit of swagger. We're not embarrassed to be Indiana women's basketball. I think there was a time where they didn't really want people to know they were women's basketball players. There's a little swagger right now in our step, and we may not be as talented as you, but you better throw a good knockout punch because we're not going to go away. We're that annoying brother right now kind of program, I think. We just won't go away. And I'm proud of them for that. That's what I preached. I'm very humble about my career, but at the same time, I'm really, really competitive. And I hope that our staff's competitiveness has played a part in wearing off of them. You see now a group that's competitive. And there's a swagger that we didn't have early in the year, and there's a confidence in what we do. And it might not be good enough, but we're going to stick to our plan. And man, we defended tonight. We just needed a few more baskets and a little bit more firepower.
Coach, can you talk about the performance for Minnesota of Michaela Rich? I mean, it seemed like she was just dominating in the post, and that kind of seemed to make a difference down the stretch.
Yeah, she is just a load down there. She's really talented. She's physical and really works her position. They do a nice job of getting her the ball in positions where she can be successful. She's got that nice blend of power and explosiveness. So she's really difficult to guard down there. Now, we did get her to shoot under 50% from the field, but we weren't always able to keep her off the glass. When she did miss, she got some of her own rebounds. And so, hats off. She had a big game, but, she turned it over some. And so, there's those battles within the battles. And we won some battles. She ultimately won the war.
Can you talk about the play of Andrea Mize today and just what she brought and the charges that she took?
She was fantastic. Charges are contagious. And we don't have a lot of kids on our teams that take charges, but she does. And she also was willing to set physical screens, and if they ran through her, to not just give in and open up and let the kid through. If they were going to try to fight through her, they're going to have to push her down. And we talked about that of being physical screeners and finishing your screen. And so she made a lot of good plays. We took a calculated gamble that their power forwards don't post up a lot, and we went small. And I'm telling you, if we had more guard depth this year, we would have played Lonnie at the 4 most of the year and played small and been a really fun team and a difficult team to guard, and we would have had a lot of fun with offense. But we didn't have any guards, so we couldn't do that. So we made the calculated decision tonight to go small, and we played a walk-on, and we played 4 guards, and defensively, we really weren't hurt that bad. A couple boards we gave up, but offensively, it gave us a little bit more movement, and gave us a little bit more spacing, and things opened up for us. And Drea, as we call her, Drea Mize, was a big spark tonight, and you got to credit her because her number's not always called, and kids have to be ready when her number is called, and she was ready tonight and made a huge difference and kept us in a game. A walk-on kept you in a Big Ten game and gave you a chance to pull an upset.
Have you talked with Sasha about coming back next year? Have you had a conversation about what kind of role or possibilities she
Great question. Sasha is eligible to apply for a 6th year, and we will apply for the 6-year waiver. But we celebrated her senior night tonight in the event the NCAA doesn't grant that waiver. But if you ask me today, we hope, with Sasha's blessing also, that we are applying for a 6th year. And we hope they rubber stamp that, and Sasha will go through another senior ceremony next year. That would be fun for all of us. But if not, she's been a huge piece of the puzzle too, and been here a long time, and very much, in please take this the right way, a great grandmother figure to our program as a 5th-year senior this year, and we hope a 6th year next year.
Coach, regardless if she comes back or not, how special was it for her to come out and play like she did tonight?
Wow, she was great, and is capable of that. The other thing that I'm really proud of is she made it through an entire season, and we've had to sometimes try to keep her minutes low in games or in stretches and keep her fresh, and we do the same thing at times in practice. But Sasha got through an entire year, for the most part, day in and day out grind of college season. And for everything that she's been through, pretty amazing and pretty special. Um, you know, the men's program has players like that are celebrated very publicly, and Sasha, not as publicly, has gone through her own battles and a lot of behind-the-scenes training room visits and endless hours in pain, and she's persevered, and proud of her that she's gotten through this year.
Coach, can you just overall talk about how you made that run at the end to make it interesting and close, and what was kind of going on earlier, just with it seemed like the offense was struggling to move around and was kind of stagnant? Well,
First you got to give credit to Minnesota. They're very physical, very, very physical, and it's hard to score against them, and so we struggled, and that physicality can get you out of rhythm. Again, I thought as they got more tired and it got later in the game and we played different lineups, then all of a sudden our spacing became a little bit better, our movement became a little bit better, we shared the ball a little bit better, and it always helps when shots go in. And we got out and transitioned a little bit more late, and so everything, was a little bit better, so we scored a tad better in the second half, but still, lacking a little bit of firepower, and it's coming, and give us a few recruiting classes, and we're going to be right in. We're competing right now. It gives us a lot of confidence in the future.